far. This is not my favorite flavor. They have like a banana apple. I think that's really good, or maybe it's strawberry banana, but this is the only one I have left. So this is what we're gonna go with today. Even if my runs are pretty short, I usually try to eat something before, even though it's super early in the morning, because I just like need this quick digesting carbs as fuel. And I found that if I don't eat something beforehand, I don't perform as well. And I'm also like starving afterward. So no matter how early it is, I always force myself to just like have a little something. Good morning, you guys. It is 6 a.m. It is Wednesday, and today I'm gonna be filming a full day of eating, and I'm also going to be doing my first hill workout, which I'm really nervous for because I've never done a hill workout before. For those of you who don't know, I am training for a half marathon right now, which is something I never in a million years thought I would do. And I believe we are on either week 3 or week 4 of training. I am using the Nike Run Club app, so I'll show you guys what it looks like because I actually have to download the run because I haven't done that yet. But the Nike Run Club app is super awesome. It's completely free and it gives you all of your workouts in here for each week, and it has these great options for guided runs as well as non-guided runs. I typically do the guided runs because I have no idea what I'm doing because I have not considered myself a runner ever. They give you 5 runs a week. I typically only do 3 of those runs just because I'm also trying to still lift in the gym at the same time and maintain my strength. And I found that for me, it's already a lot on my body to be lifting 3 days a week and running 3 days a week. Maybe as it gets closer to the half marathon, I'll shift more toward a focus on running and do 4 days of running a week and just 2 days in the gym per week. But for now, I'm still trying to keep at least 3 days a week in the gym. Prior to starting all of my running, I was doing 5 days a week. So it already feels super weird and a little sad for me to only be doing 3 days a week. But at the same time, I kind of needed a break from only strength training, which is part of the reason that I signed up for this. But if you are curious as to why I signed up for this in the first place, you can go and check out my first video in this series, the Running Diaries episode 1, I believe is what it's called. And that's when I officially signed up for my race, and I kind of talk about why I'm doing it in the first place. Back to today, we have our speed run. So I'm gonna go ahead and download it. It is a 21-minute hill workout alternating between hard pace and effort. It looks like we're repeating a 45-second and 15-second series. I'm nervous because I have never done this type of run before, and I'm a little worried about like choosing too steep of a hill or something. I was doing like a whole bunch of research on Reddit and stuff, like is it better to do this on a treadmill? Should I do this outside? And people were saying it's better to do it outside on an actual hill. And there are hills around me, so I technically can do it outside. The other reason that I'm nervous is because it is, if you can't tell by the horrible lighting in here, pitch black outside because the sun has not risen yet. I did buy these clip-on safety lights for myself, and they came in yesterday, so this is gonna be the first time that I'm using those to make sure that I don't get hit by a car. Okay, so these are the little clips I got. 2 came in a pack, and they also gave me this nice little like band strap thing. So I think I'm just gonna put one around my ankle and then attach like one to my watch or something. Hopefully that keeps me from being run over. I don't know, it also just kind of like creeps me out to run in the dark. I live in a very safe area though, so, and I know as my runs get longer, I'm probably gonna need to get used to it. As my runs get longer and as it gets like more and more into winter and it's just gonna be dark all the time, I'm unfortunately probably going to have to be running in the dark quite a bit. I also have therapy this morning at 8, so we're doing it even earlier than I would probably normally do it because I need to make it back and showered and ready for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and stretch now because I haven't done that, and that is like the most important step is stretching, especially with this workout, which I know is gonna be pretty hard on my legs. And I did a pretty intense leg day on Sunday, and I'm not gonna lie, you guys, like even yesterday, my legs were not recovered. I was still very sore. I also forgot to mention that this is a what I eat in a day video, so you guys did see what I just had before I'm starting my run. It was that little like fruit strip bar. After I finish my run, I'll show you guys my breakfast and I'll just take you along with what I'm having today. I won't really be cooking a whole ton because I pretty much do all my cooking on Sundays. Everything is meal prepped, but I will show you kind of like how I'm preparing it and what I'm having and just like how I've been fueling myself since starting running. So far, it's not been super different from when I was just lifting, but I wanna show like what I eat in a day is kind of at the beginning of my training, and as they progress, as they might change, as I might start having more, incorporating more carbs, things like that. So we can kind of treat this video as like a nice baseline of what my nutrition's looking like right now, but hopefully it'll also give you some recipe ideas. And just as a little disclaimer, as always, I share these what I eat in a days for fun and for inspiration. They are in no way intended to be showing you what you should be eating or the amount you should be having or anything like that. I am not a dietitian. I am not a registered nutritionist. I have an interest in nutrition and I know a lot about it, but I am not here to be giving you any advice or guidelines or anything like that. So if that is something that you need help with, you should see a professional and not just watch what I eat in a day videos. I like filming them. I think they're fun, and I always like seeing what people are coming up with and what recipes they're coming up with. So yeah, anyways, that is all I have for right now. I'm 100% stalling going on this run, so I'm gonna go ahead, stretch myself out, and then let's go ahead and do this hill workout. All right, we just finished up first hill workout of the training program, and honestly, it went so well. I think. I feel really good right now. I definitely have like that post-run endorphin rush that I've really been enjoying since starting to train for this. It was definitely challenging, but honestly not as challenging as I expected. I think like in part because I have been strength training for so long and building up so much muscle in my legs. I feel like my legs were actually really prepared to take this on. Right out of the gate on my warm-up, I noticed that like my left leg and knee and hip like felt a little funny, which made me super nervous because I was like, oh no, how's this gonna go? But once I warmed up everything and got started, I was actually feeling really good. And yeah, got those 10 intervals done. Feeling great, so I'm just going to jog back to my apartment now. We're gonna shower, get ourselves ready for the day, have a great therapy session, and make some good food for breakfast. So let's go ahead and do this. Of course, a really loud car just went by while I said that, but I'll see you guys in a bit. This running journey has been a lot of fun for me so far. And I think one of the main reasons it has is because it's been a while since I've had a tangible, concrete goal to be working towards and structure my life around. And that's not to say that running has taken over my life, because it certainly has not. But it has changed a lot of things already, even though I'm just a few weeks in. One of the things that it's already started changing my perspective on is food and nutrition. In the past, food and nutrition for me has had the goal of losing weight. It's had the goal of gaining weight, and in particular, gaining muscle and getting stronger, especially when I was really in my bodybuilding phase. And that's not to say that either of those are necessarily bad goals. I think that there were times where I didn't go about it in the greatest way, but food for me has never been just about feeling good, about my body feeling good and my mind feeling good. While yes, now I'm starting to view food as a way to fuel my runs, it also primarily now is becoming about just feeling like my best self. Maybe this was just me, but I could force myself to go to the gym when I wasn't feeling it. I still can, but it is really hard to get myself through a run when I'm not feeling great. And so I've started focusing more on the way food makes me feel rather than just what's in it. I just finished up therapy, made some breakfast, and I'm going to eat this while I get started on work today because I already should have logged in 15 minutes ago, so running a little bit behind, but I am so excited to eat this, you guys. It is an apple pie protein oatmeal bowl. I made it with my favorite protein powder that you guys saw, which is the Legion Plant Plus protein powder, and it is an apple pie flavor, which is so delicious and perfect for fall. And if you want to get your hands on it, you can use my code REESEF at checkout, and I believe it will save you 10% off your first order, and then you'll get double points on all of your later Legion orders. So highly recommend it if you want to try it. Like I said, a perfect way to start a nice fall morning because it is finally cooling down, and now that it is halfway through September, I feel like we can officially say it's fall. It is a very cloudy, kind of dreary day. I think it's been drizzling all morning. It doesn't really matter because I'm gonna be sitting inside all day. So I'm gonna go ahead, eat this, get started on work, and I will see you in a little bit, probably when I have lunch. So this video was filmed about a month ago. It has taken me a long time to edit and actually get up. You will notice in the video that I am tracking macros, and I actually have since stopped tracking. At this point when this was filmed, I had been tracking for several months, and I originally started because I had the goal of putting on muscle. Obviously, we did a little bit of a 180, and instead of going into a bulk, I decided that I wanted to start running. However, since I had been tracking macros before, I just continued, even though my goal changed. I don't think that there's anything wrong with tracking macros. However, I do think that it should be seen as a tool. It is a tool to help you get to a certain goal, whether that be putting on muscle, whether that be losing fat, if you are an elite athlete, and it's something that you need to do in order to increase your percentage of performance that much more. And for me, I looked around about a week ago and actually asked myself why I was still doing it, because I had just kind of continued without thinking about it. It is pretty easy to wake up and not have to think about what I'm eating that day and have it already decided for me in an app. But at the same time, it also takes up a lot of time on the back end. It took me forever to cook because I was weighing out ingredients and weighing out portion sizes. I would take about 20 to 30 minutes at the end of each evening figuring out what I was having that day. And sometimes I was just exhausted and wanted to go to bed. And so now, not really having a certain reason that I need to use this tool for, I've realized that I can let it go for now. I don't really need it. I was trying to tell myself for a little bit that I was doing it because I needed to make sure I was eating enough now with all this extra cardio that I'm doing. And then I took a step back and realized that my body will tell me if it needs more food. I don't need to worry about losing all this weight or losing all the muscle I put on if I just listen to my body. And that is one thing that I think can be a danger of macro tracking is, in a way, it does disconnect you from your body. And so I'm looking forward to getting back in tune with my body and back in tune with myself as I continue on with running, not tracking. Hello again, everyone. It is lunchtime now, and I am about to have my meal prepped lunch that you guys just saw me kind of throw together here. But basically, I have some, I think they're called Murasaki sweet potatoes. They're the purple sweet potatoes. Normally, I would make this like Mexican sweet potato bowl with regular sweet potatoes, but I saw they had the purple ones at Trader Joe's, and I thought, why not try it? It was a great idea because I had this 2 days ago for lunch, and it is very, very good with the purple sweet potatoes. So if you've never tried them before, maybe give it a try. I basically just sliced those up, roasted them on a sheet pan, and then I took some ground turkey and threw some taco seasoning in there, cooked that up, and then I pretty much just top it with some avocado mash, which I was gonna get guac, but then I saw that they had like just regular avocado mash, so decided to try that. Greek yogurt, pico, and some cilantro. Super easy, super quick to throw together, and great to meal prep. If you're looking for a quick, easy, high protein meal idea that gets all your nutrients in, definitely try this out. I'm gonna go ahead and eat this, and then I'll probably go for a little walk. I like to try and get outside for at least a little bit, especially when I'm working from home, so I'm not just like stuck in my apartment all day, and it is not drizzling anymore. So we actually can go outside and then come back and
it's back to more work for a while. So I'll probably see you this afternoon when I have a little snack, and then I'll have dinner before I head out to training later today. I really apologize that this day of eating has been so boring. I know it's literally just been me sitting at my desk eating, but I have one more meal to fit in before I go off to training in a bit here. I am eating ridiculously early. It is about 4:45, but because I have training until 7:30 and I normally don't get home until 8 and my bedtime is literally like 9:30 since I'm a grandma, I do eat before I go to training. So let me go ahead and grab my dinner and I'll show you what I'm having. This is another meal prepped meal that I made ahead of time, and it is a teriyaki tofu bowl. I have some stir-fry vegetables that I just stir-fried in a pan with some roasted cashews, some teriyaki sauce, and then I pan-fried some tofu and added that into a bowl with some jasmine rice. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably add a little bit more teriyaki sauce because it kind of dries out in the fridge a little bit, and then some soy sauce, pop it in the microwave, and we're gonna have this and go and finish my workday and then go train. So that is the plan. I kind of gotta hurry because I have a couple more emails to respond to, and I also need to eat this entire thing before I leave. So I will keep this short and sweet and see you guys back here after training for my last meal of the day. Pretty much no matter what day of the week it is or what time I've had dinner, I'm always going to have some sort of snack before I go to bed. Usually it is something sweet or dessert-like, or just straight up dessert because I do have a major sweet tooth. One thing that used to kind of get to me that I feel like you hear a lot is that you're not supposed to eat past a certain time at night, or you're not supposed to eat a certain number of hours before you're going to bed. A lot of people will say that this can mess up your sleep and be bad for your metabolism, and for some people this may be true, and eating later does result in them having poor sleep quality, but for myself, I've never found that to be the case. I think I ate this maybe 30 or 45 minutes before I got in bed. So if you're hearing things like that and you're kind of wondering if it's something that you should be doing, I would definitely encourage you to try both sides. Really notice and see how your body feels and just try it out for yourself, because who knows, you may be following a rule that you don't really need to unnecessarily. What works for someone else is not necessarily going to work for you. That is kind of all I had to say for this video. I hope it gave you a little bit of insight into where my nutrition is with running. Obviously, it even changed since filming this video, so definitely stay tuned for more updates. I will have more videos coming for you guys, and we're going to get more consistent with this because I am loving being back in this creative space. So thank you so much if you made it to the end. Know that I really do appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one.